People with mixed feelings. They're very mixed, and probably more mixed up than and it's probably because they haven't seen the model yet. But that's okay. We'll unmix those feelings. This part here, this portion here, is the building you're sitting in now. This portion here. The tapered part will be added on out in that direction out there. The turret will be on that side, and of course the roadway along here. Gap down here is this wall between this building and the batch. Inside, there's the little garden centre in there that if you have a look later on, you'll see a bit of a hole in the building over here where next to the lift. That is to be left. Within the building, there will be space, quite a substantial space, allocated to Māori works of art.
That's great. And up here, one of those cars, there's a quite fresh old park over there.
Well, he can open to anything he needs, so...
But it's quite good for the council.
So this becomes part of this. There'll be a tourist thing here, but there'll be second available.
And then at primary school.
Just up the numbers. If there's going to be a number.
They're really standing in for Mark Simpson, who would love to have been here today, but had a family commitment. Hey, he's on holiday. I think the weather's probably better where he is. But he has been also a driver along with Kahu for what really before is a vision. And I think Phil has touched on this discussion around the sense of place. When I came here 3.5 years ago, and we started with council on our journey around the Sustainable Futures 3050, and we went out and engaged strongly with the community, and can I say I was really heartened by the way the community climbed on board and started to be part of that journey.
It needs very, very little introduction. He's been around the scene here for many, many years. He's one of Whangarei's iconic businessmen, and certainly contributing a heck of a lot in terms of advice and direction with this particular project. I'd ask you, Greg, come forward and address the people, please. Greg Guy.
First, I'd like to congratulate Kahu on getting my introduction perfect. But also acknowledge our MP and all the civic leaders here and everyone that's joined in this occasion. I had the good fortune of touring Europe about 25 years ago or so on a whistle-stop tour, and one of the stops was at the Hundertwasser apartments in Vienna. My focus probably was, getting to Munich more than getting to Vienna, to be fair, but I did appreciate that the unique and special architecture that was on display. And when I returned to New Zealand, I had a project in Pai here, and part of that was dealing with Frank Harvich. He knew Frederick quite well, and suddenly, remembered my little occasion in Vienna and how much it had struck me. Not only the sort of the.
Our next guest, ladies and gentlemen, Richard Smart from the Hundertwasser Foundation.
Good morning, everybody. I'm going to read you something from Joram Harel, who's the chairman of the Hundertwasser Foundation. He's based in Europe. He's been to New Zealand a few times. He came to Kawakawa just before the Kawakawa project kicked off, but he can't unfortunately be here at the moment. Perhaps he will be. The Hundertwasser Foundation is Hundertwasser's foundation, to whom he has left in his last will all his intellectual and material possessions. As the holders of the rights to the name and the work of Hundertwasser, we were convinced by the integrity and vision of Representatives Mark Simpson and Kahu Sutherland, who visited the foundation in Vienna, who instead of predicting or speculating about the future, expressed their intention to create the future for Whangarei by coming back to the idea of an art centre in the building that Hundertwasser had personally created and designed for in the past. The concept incorporates a museum shop which will deal with information and documentation material on Hundertwasser, as well as merchandising and objects by Hundertwasser which are internationally distributed, sold, and are also presented in Vienna, Austria, in his museum shop in the Kunsthaus Wien. The museum shop is an important profit centre. Furthermore, as an act of love and respect, the foundation agreed to provide free of charge the architectural design, which you see here, of a Hundertwasser architecture, as well as to organise and provide most of the exhibits without a fee, which would be the norm. In other words, the foundation is providing a gift of economic assets to the people in the city and the Council of Whangarei. Hundertwasser's art, architecture, ecological and environmental concerns are internationally respected, known and cherished. The millions of books distributed and bought all over the world, which are continuing and increasing after his death, are witness to the validity of his art and his philosophy. His architectures are visited by millions of people. When Hundertwasser art, concerns and work is presented unfalsified in its genuine way, for which the foundation is the guardian and guarantor, the ongoing success shown in the past and in the present all over the world, wherever Hundertwasser is presented, is evidence and proof of the same success available for Whangarei. The soul and vibration of the architecture and the power of Hundertwasser's art are a living and unforgettable experience to each visitor. This will generate a word-of-mouth increase in the number of visitors and tourists from year to year. The Hundertwasser Museum will include original paintings, original graphic works, tapestries, objects, architectural models of realised Hundertwasser buildings, installations of his ecological and environmental work and concerns. All this accompanied by publications and a multitude of merchandise and information offered in the museum shop. Hundertwasser loved New Zealand so much that he chose to become a citizen, and his wish was to be buried here. This is witness to his connection with New Zealand. This is in addition to his engagement and contribution to New Zealand with activities like his original conservation poster, which has now sold over 800,000 copies all over the world, his Koru flag and the campaign to present it to New Zealanders. At the same time, it was his wish during his lifetime and our duty to see to it that he had peace of mind here, avoiding admirers, tourists and other fans by protecting his presence in New Zealand. As in other parts of the world, he was always inundated by the media, admirers, collectors, publishers, fans, colleagues, etc. New Zealand was his refuge. Therefore, the Foundation feels it can now give back and reciprocate to New Zealand with this project in Whangarei. Important. The Foundation would never accept a false love of Hundertwasser or force acceptance of a gift on anyone, as this would be doomed to fail. We require a genuine, appreciative, knowledgeable, sensitive and capable partner who knows how to cherish, to respect and acknowledge the value and the meaning of such a cooperation. Therefore, the Hundertwasser Arts Centre in Whangarei is a gift, is a radiating cultural attraction, a positive source of development in the tourist industry, enrichment of image, a generating power to increase numbers of tourists, a trigger for worldwide promotion, public relation, and advertisement for New Zealand in general and Whangarei especially, as well as a cultural treasure for New Zealand. So this is not something new that Whangarei is deciding to do. There are proven and successful predecessors of such an idea. This is not an experiment. Thank you.
And now we have Mike Browers, who actually worked on the toilets in Kawerau.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for the Whangarei Regional Council for inviting me. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. This is fantastic. Don't you agree? It's fantastic. You have got the opportunity here for something just as great, if not better. And together they will be fantastic for the North, for the North Island, for New Zealand. They will just be utterly fantastic. Please grab it and go with it, and encourage whoever you have to encourage, because it must go ahead. It has to go ahead.